G'day, mate. Welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Roo, and welcome back to another FPL video. In today's video, we're going to be answering some of the top questions from the community. So we're going to be looking at Martinelli's minutes, when to use your triple captain, and the best Man United asset, third Man United asset, if you can't afford Bruno. First of all, let's just remind ourselves of the double game weeks that have now been confirmed, as Man United or Leeds didn't draw in the FA Cup. So Man United play Crystal Palace at home, followed by Leeds at home, and then Leeds have Nottingham Forest away, followed by Man United away. So yeah, really good game week for Man United. Also in game week 23, just a quick reminder, Arsenal have two home games, Brentford and Man City. Man City have Villa at home, then Arsenal away. So first question is the best Man United asset if you can't afford Fernandes. So we're probably all on Shaw and Rashford as the clear top two, and a lot of people have been going for Fernandes as like you see on the screen. He is expected to score 17.4 points over the next three. He is 9.9 million, so quite expensive, but he is very low owned, so under 10%, 8.4%. With United's fixtures, the double game week in 22. Len Leeds away, Leicester at home, but they do blank in 25, or likely to blank if they get through to the EFL Cup final, and then Liverpool away. A lot of people do want to triple up on Man United, and although Fernandes is the best option, the price can be an issue, and some people can't afford it. So Anthony is a player that I think people should be looking at if you can't afford Fernandes. So coming in at 7.3 million. Quite a lot less than Bruno Fernandes. He is only 3.3% owned, so a massive differential, and he is expected to just over 3 points less than Bruno Fernandes over the next 3 game weeks. Although he hasn't been doing great recently, and a lot of fans have been getting on his back, especially rival fans, not Man United fans specifically. He did score 3 and 3 in his first 3 games in the Premier League, and he did manage to get an assist and put in a really good performance against Reading in the FA Cup. So this could be what is needed to spark his season, basically. Also, Eriksen has been seen walking on crutches after the FA Cup game against Reading. So this could mean Anthony's spot is a little bit more nailed, as Eriksen can play in them spots further forward with Fred coming in next to Casemiro. Another option is Casemiro himself. So although his Premier League goals and assists, and you don't really think of him like a goal and assist person, he's more of a defensive midfielder, destructive play. He has been doing pretty okay for his 4.9 million price point. He is only 2.8% owned, but he's still expected 12.7 points over the next 3, which is incredible for 4.9 million midfielder that is not attacking. So he did get a goal against Bournemouth in game week 19 and an assist against Man United. And then obviously he missed that Arsenal game. But in his last 3 cup games, so the FA Cup against Reading, he did score 2 goals. Also in the EFL Cup against Nottingham Forest last week, he got an assist. And in the last round of the EFL Cup against Charlton, he did get an assist too. So he has been racking them up in the cup competitions. And can he bring that to the Premier League? I'm not so sure, but at 4.9 million, if you can't afford Bruno and you're looking for someone that you can probably bench kind of after the double game week, or look to bring in someone that will play in game week 25, then I think Casemiro is an okay option. And it's a bit of a punt. If you kind of don't have the money and you just really want to get the third Man United, then go for it. Another player, so it's not a direct kind of other option for Fernandes, but if you're looking to bring in a third Man United player that is in a forward position, Weghorst could be seen as a massive punt and a massive opportunity to gain some rank, basically. So I know a lot of us, me included, do have Martial, so it could be an easy swap for Martial, and then play alongside Shaw and Rashford. So Weghorst is only 6 million and under 1% owned, which is incredible for a Man United number 9 that will probably play both games, considering Martial is looking like he is going to be out. He's only expected 11.1 points over the next 3, but that is just because he hasn't played that many games, so there's a lack of data. Although he hasn't scored in the league, He did score against what game was it? Against Nottingham Forest, so midweek. So he has got on a score sheet for Man United. And I just think if you're looking for a punt, easy switch from Martial to Weghorst, then why not? For me personally, I'd just try and get Bruno Fernandes, to be honest, because he is the best option, and you're not worrying about is he going to start in your guaranteed minutes. Whereas Antony, although I said he is likely to start, you've also got Garnacho that could play there. Sancho's looking like he's come back in as an option recently. Casemiro is probably the most nailed, who could be another option, another great punt. But it's totally up to you. But for me, I'd probably try and go Weghorst if you got that striker spot. If not, go for Casemiro. It's probably a little bit safer than Antony. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Who would you go for? So another big question that's been going around the community is, will Martinelli's minutes be impacted by the transfer of Trossard? So Trossard has been signed by Arsenal, in case you missed it, from Brighton. And he does play in that Martinelli position. This hasn't come kind of out of the blue, as a lot of people have been worried about Martinelli recently, with 3 blanks out of the last 3 games in the Premier League. And then Trossard coming in to kind of give him competition and kind of be a direct replacement for him. Trossard did start the FA Cup game against Man City, which Arsenal are now out of. But I just don't think Martinelli loses his place, to be honest with you. So let's just have a look at, say, his minutes before, kind of after the World Cup. So 87 against West Ham, 90 against Brighton, 90 against Newcastle, 78 against Tottenham, and then 81 against Man United. So as you can see, he is coming off around the 80th minute mark. Sometimes he's playing the whole game. So he's not kind of one of them players that will come off after 60 minutes. Although with Trossard there, this might change. He might be coming off the 70th minute or even 65th minute. But for that price, and I know a lot of us have got him for like under 6 million or around 6 million. I don't think we need to be worried. If you do, for example, I wouldn't be bringing him in, but if you have him, I wouldn't be worried. So if I was bringing in Arsenal players now, because they do have a great run of fixtures, Everton away, double game week, 2 home games, Brentford, Man City, Villa away, Leicester away, and Bournemouth at home, then I wouldn't actually be bringing in Martinelli. So a massive contradiction. But I wouldn't be bringing in Martinelli, but I wouldn't be worried if I have him. For me, the best 3 Arsenal assets are Saka, Odegaard, and Nketiah. I know a lot of people do have Ben White, and I personally do have Ben White too. I just feel like with Tomiyasu back from injury, playing well in the FA Cup, Ben White coming off at half-time and in one of the games recently, I feel he's not as nailed as we probably thought. And I really, really like Arsenal's midfielders in attack. So Saka, penalties, Odegaard, kind of the maestro in that midfield, pulling the strings, getting them assists, long-range shots, and then Nketiah as the number 9. I think them 3 would be the best option if I was on a wild card, for instance. But if I owned Martinelli, I would not be worried. Expected 15.8 points over the next 3 games, which is not as much as Saka and Odegaard, but it's more than Nketiah. And with his kind of, I know we shouldn't really look at this as a reason to keep or sell a player, but he is very highly owned. So for me, I just feel he's a good option. He will come good. He has got 3 returns since the World Cup, so it's not like he's been doing that bad. And I just can't see Trossard coming in and taking his spot. Trossard will play probably the Europa League games coming up, and he may come on, say, like after 70th minute or 60th minute. But I just think Martinelli keeps his place for now. So next question is when to use your triple captainship. So I know a lot of people did use it on Haaland in the last double game week, and that didn't go too well. He did get 1 goal, but that didn't go as well as the Haaland triple captain should go when he does get hat tricks most game weeks. but yeah, so I'm still got my triple captain, and I'm looking at these 2 weeks. I can't look any further as I don't know which teams will be in them doubles. So there is possibility of doubles in game week 29, game week 34, and game week 37, and also maybe some other game weeks in between. But at the moment, all we know is definitely confirmed is game week 22 double Man United as a team that I'm looking forward to use my captain on, and also Manchester City in game week 23. So Man United, as we all know, have Palace and Leeds at home in game week 22, and Man City have Villa at home and Arsenal away in game week 23. So I've just picked the two best options, I think, for Man United and Man City. So Marcus Rashford is a lot of people have been talking about him as the best option to use for triple captain. So he is 7.2 million. If you don't already own, I'm sure a lot of you do, as 49.6% of FPL managers do own him. He is expected to score 8 points in the next game week. So that is more than likely one return, which is not the best. You should be looking at least 10 points plus for your triple captain. Although Rashford is on fire, he doesn't really score more than one goal. So let's just look at his Premier League games, as this is FPL. So since the World Cup, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 goal, blank against Palace away, and then 1 goal against Arsenal. So there he is consistent with getting kind of 8 points, 5 points, 10 points, 7 points. He doesn't really go into kind of them double-digit hauls and nearing 15 points. So he did get 14 against Forest away, which was a goal and an assist, but that's not common for Rashford, and he's only done that. He's only got 4 double-digit hauls all season, and 2 of them were 10 points. So although he does look good at the moment and he is on fire, it's not kind of great in terms of this is an easy choice. So this is why I'm also looking at Bruno Fernandes as well. So Bruno is less owned, 8.4%, and he is more expensive than Rashford, so you might have to bring him in if you don't already own him. Also, he is expected more points than Rashford, so 8.8 points in the next game week. With Bruno Fernandes, he could be on penalties too. We're not too sure at the moment if it's Rashford or Bruno, or it could be someone else. But he's been doing really, really well recently too. So since the World Cup, he has got 3 assists and 2 goals. But again, like Rashford, there's not them big scores. So 10 points against Palace, 9 against City, 5 against Arsenal, 6-6. So there's not really big double-digit hauls. He's only got a double-digit haul twice this year, but we all know he can do it, and we've all seen when Bruno kind of gets in the mood, he can score big points. If you don't fancy playing it on a Man United player in game week 22, there is an option to play it in game week 23, and I think Man City probably have the slighter edge in terms of double game weeks rather than Arsenal. Also, Man City probably have more players that are standout players, if that's the right way of putting it. Arsenal have great players like Saka, Odegaard, Nketiah, Martinelli, but there's no standout. They could all score as well as each other. But with Man City, you've got 2 clear leaders, you'd say. Although Mahrez has been doing well recently, you would say De Bruyne and Haaland are probably Man City's 2 most likely players to score points. So let's look at De Bruyne first. So he is 12.5 million if you don't already own, 37.3% owned. So quite highly owned, but not as high as Rashford and Haaland, who we'll come on to. He's expected 8.5 points in that double game week. So it is 0.5 points more than Rashford, which is kind of funny as he's only got 3 goals this whole season, but he has got 12 assists. And yeah, exactly kind of the same as Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. So 3 double-digit hauls all season. And let's look at his recent form. So he did get an assist against Wolves, an assist against Man United, but other than that, he hasn't returned since the World Cup. So he is really, really bad in terms of his form, not as a bad player. He is a brilliant player. So it could be kind of a punt and go for it. But for me, I'd probably stay clear of De Bruyne. But this man is a different story. So Erling Haaland, we all know how great he can be, apart from those that did triple captain him. I'm not laughing. Did triple captain him in game week 20, where he only got 8 points, and then he scored 17 points in game week 21, which is just one of them things. So 85.3% owned. He's expected 10.7 points in that game week, in game week 23. So like way over any other player that is on this list. So since the World Cup, people have been saying probably Haaland's not been on form, but he has got 5 goals since the World Cup, which is like unbelievable. The only thing I'd probably mention is a lot of Haaland's goals has come in hat tricks. So it's not a bad thing, but if he doesn't, this is going to sound very odd, but if he doesn't score a hat trick, then you're not really getting the bonus points every time. You're not getting the assists. So you're just relying on goals. And with strikers, you do get a point less for goals, whereas the other 3 are midfielders. So another thing to take into account with Haaland is he hasn't done amazing in the tougher fixtures, and Arsenal away is probably the toughest it can be at the moment. So Man United away, he blanked. He did score against Spurs at home, but Chelsea away, he blanked. Liverpool away, he blanked. Obviously, Man United at home, we all know how well he did there, hat-trick and 2 assists. But yeah, the tougher games, he has kind of blanked, apart from that Man United at home game. For me, if I had to, well, I am going to choose probably one of these 4 players. I'd rule out De Bruyne, definitely. I just think his form's stinky at the moment, and I just stay well clear. Rashford is on fire, but he kind of only gets a goal a game, but which is great. If he does get 2 goals, that's fine. Bruno is a punt, but I'd probably stay clear as well. So for me, it's just a shootout between Rashford and Haaland. Rashford does have the better fixtures, 2 home games as well, whereas Haaland has a home game and away to the league leaders. So it's not the easiest double game week. And like I've said, he hasn't performed that great apart from Man United against the tougher teams. He is expected more points though, Haaland. And yeah, to be honest, I can't even make up my decision. If I had to choose now and give a percentage on it, I'm probably 60% on Rashford, to play my triple captain on Rashford, and then probably 30% on Haaland in game week 23. But I've still got that 10% that is thinking, do I just wait? Will there be a Haaland, a better Haaland double game week later on down the line, as they are still in the FA Cup? So there is every possibility. Also, another part of me, which doesn't actually make sense probably to a lot of people, is we've got this striker that scored 25 goals and he's played 17 games, and we're not going to triple captain him. Like, sometimes you just got to put things a little bit sort of simple. Like, if you had to pick one player in the world to use your triple captain on, let's say you could pick anyone in the world, you'd probably be choosing Erling Haaland, and he's in the game we all play. And we're not going to choose him. We're going to choose Marcus Rashford, who has been on fire, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't get more than a goal a game. Like, for me, it just has to be Haaland at some stage. Although I am almost going to just bite the bullet and go for Rashford. But now I'm talking longer in this video. I'm actually thinking maybe Haaland. So who knows? Probably in the last 5 minutes, I've just gone from 60% Rashford to 30% and 60% Haaland. But yeah, let me know in your comments below, who do you think and when do you think is the best time to use your triple captain? For me, Rashford and Haaland are the standouts at the moment. But how can we not use it on Haaland? He's a machine. He's literally a robot. He scored 20. he would have been top scorer last year already after 17 games. But yeah, let me know in the comments below when's best time and who's the best player. Thanks for watching this video. I hope I've helped you out and help you win your mini leagues by the end of the season. And I'm sorry if I've confused anyone with a triple captainship, but it's just better to talk out these things and we can have a conversation. But yeah, let's talk in the comments below too. If you are new around here, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. So I know a lot of you do watch, but don't subscribe. It would mean a lot. It's completely free and you'll get 2 to 3 videos a week of FPL content to help you rise up the ranks. Also, let's just try and smash the like button and we can hopefully hit 50 likes in this video. That would be great. And if not, I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.